you have transitioned German education system to the Canadian education system. How was that transition and how was your experience?
So it was not a very easy transition, as many immigrants, refugees who come. I did my master's degree in agricultural science in Germany, a very famous university there. But when I came to Toronto, and I sent my, degree for evaluation, I had to do that. And they did not recognize as a master. They say, your degree is somewhere between, our master and our bachelor, much more than our bachelor, but less than our master. So if you want to be recognized as a master degree holder, you need to go back to school and then get further education. But at that time, I came to this country as a refugee with 3 children, and I had all the issues to take care of my kids and settle here. So I just decided, listen, so I did my best in my education, from Somalia to Germany, and everything. And still I am not there where I wanted. So I decided to go where I should go, not where I like to go. And then that's why I started working. And then when I was in Germany for a while, after the civil war broke in Somalia, I used to work in a refugee camp, international refugee camp. And I used to interpret for them. So for the language, Somali, English, and a little bit Arabic. And there, then I was really very involved in social work, helping the African refugees, whether they are Somali or the other parts of Africa, and any English-speaking person who came to that camp. And there, then I gained some on-hand experience as social work. And being raised by my mom, God bless her soul, and she was a social worker. Somali moms are actual social workers in our neighborhood, taking care of the neighborhood and helping the poor and everything. So when I came here and I couldn't work with my degree, so then the teacher who was helping me with resume writing interviewed me, and I explained what other life experience I had gained from back home from my mom and from my experience in Germany. So then I developed a social work resume so that I want to work in the social work. So then that's how I started, getting work and working with the youth. So my early decision was I prefer to work with the youth because I thought they are the future. So we did whatever we could do, good and bad. So I said, maybe let us focus with the kids, with the young people. And Allah blessed me, and I really had all my work, most of my work focused on Somali youth and newcomer youth.
Since you have direct knowledge as a newcomer who had extensive knowledge prior to moving to Canada, and you had to transition your career, do you find that to be a barrier that are stopping a lot of Somalian adults from being a productive member of this Canadian society?
I think the newcomer in Canada, I will be putting in 2 different categories. Those who immigrate to Canada, who really mentally and psychologically prepare themselves, and they came in their purpose to come and settle and stay here. And refugees are those people who come unprepared. You go wherever you think you can go with whatever way a method you get to just save your life, the life of your kids. And I think refugees are very disadvantaged compared to the immigrants. And I think this disadvantage that we bring as a refugee, unprepared, unplanned, all of a sudden in a country that's strange and you don't know, that actually is one big additional problem what the refugees or the Somali refugees have faced. Plus everything else that we share with other Black community, on anti-Black racism, systemic racism, a very, and also our experience from back home is totally different. So the education system in Somalia is based on 100% trust on the teacher. The teacher is the one who teaches, and the teacher behaves like your dad. And the education system here in Canada is the responsibility of the parents to take care of their kids after school and run the kids through the system. So, I think we share all those disadvantages what the newcomers get. But as a refugee and from Somalia specifically, as a refugee from Somalia and being 100% Muslim, I think we brought extra, we were actually facing extra problems that the other African newcomers did not face, I think.